let people who are non-Islamic, who are fleeing those areas, at the front of the queue first.
But isn't that religious persecution? I mean, or at the very least, it's prejudiced, right? I mean, you're singling people out because of their ideology or because of what religion they're from, not because of their past behavior or any predictors whatsoever about their future behavior.
But we do have some statistical regularity about what types of values those guys are going to come with. So I'm not suggesting we close the door.
Right, but wouldn't that, in a way, I mean, just to play devil's advocate,
Sure.
wouldn't that, in a way, kind of put the Muslims in Toronto who do immigrate, which would have picked that city, who try to immigrate to Canada, in the same sort of a position that your family was in Lebanon, where you were hiding the fact that you were Jews?
No one has an inalienable right to immigrate anywhere, correct? So if you wish to immigrate to the West, then leave every single syllable that constitutes a belief, attitude, position, value that is contrary to ours at the door, and then welcome in my brother.
But man, isn't that a crazy thing to say to someone whose entire life and their ideology is a big part of their identity and who they are, like how they view the world? So that's the structure for which they interface with other human beings.
But if those values, so let's suppose
I agree with you in a way. I agree with you overall when I talk about the entire human population, that it would be wonderful if we did that. But from individual to individual, we know about the trials and tribulations that people go through in a day-to-day life. And religious freedom and a religious ideology in many cases helps people get through the pains of life. It helps them get through the struggles.
So now what you have here, I would say this guy is an anti-constitutionalist.
Right.
Because in our Constitution,
yeah,
you have what? Freedom of religion. So can we say that this guy is saying basically you can come to America but leave your Islam?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to say, isn't it? Yeah.
What do you have to say about this?
Well, I think that's more in line. I'm not saying this guy is this, but that's more in line with a fascist belief rather than a liberal belief, frankly. Because fascism comes from the word fascio, which literally means to bundle everyone up together and to rule over them with the same ideology. So in other words, a uniformity in the way what everyone believes is required in fascism. People like Carl Schmitt talked about this, one of the fascist Nazi philosophers. So what he's saying is more in line with that than it is in line with liberalism. To be fair to Joe, though, he did actually disagree with the sentiment, which is good, obviously.
The good was coming out. Joe was standing up. I mean, for some of the American principles, right?
Right.
He was saying I was trying to play devil's advocate, but I think his good side that was coming out.
Yeah,
he was trying to,
out. I think he's reluctant to disagree with his guest.
Yeah.
Right. He's reluctant to disagree with him, but he was playing this devil's advocate, but he was saying I agree with parts of it, which implied he disagreed with parts of what this man was saying.
Sometimes you got to change your friends, brother, if you want to grow. Also, you just can't be around the same people. They're gonna bring you down.
It's true.
This guy's spreading hate, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's saying basically, do you know what the significance of what he's saying is? That people who are fleeing persecution, because that's what's happening. They're fleeing. They're Muslims who are fleeing persecution, that are dying, women and children who are coming. What if this man had it his way? Because he was sort of talking about how Muslims would have it their way. If this man had it his way, we'd have to apostate from our religion in order to enter into a safe zone.
Yeah,
sounds very constitutionalist or pro-constitution. I don't think so. I think this man is very, as you've said correctly, anti-constitution.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.